Picking up Mabior Chol.
And Darcy Cameron, for the first time in his career, as the #1 ruck last year when Brodie Grundy missed a couple of games. They went with Lynch, of course, who's now gone on to Hawthorn. So can he carry the load against the former Pie, the co-captain? It's a big game. Precisely a year ago, the Gold Coast Suns prevailed over Collingwood in this round 7 clash. What's going to happen this time around? It starts with the Witts tap. He's had more hit-outs than any other ruckman. The competition penalty back at half-back. He literally flings that back into the middle, and not sure if it was a handball or not, but it ends up going Holman's way, and the Suns can move forward. Rankin, what's he going to deliver today? Anderson is their #1 inside 50 man, and that's not paid as a mark, so the chip goes back towards Rankin, but Adams is on the job.
I think importantly they lowered the eyes, so that was the first opportunity to come in. Darcy Moore sagged right off Levi Casbolt. Touk Miller just got in the way. The kick wasn't for him.
Yeah, so Anderson has been one of the offenders, if you like. He's won so much more as a ball, but he hasn't been able to hit targets in the forward 50. And there's a good intercept from Lemons, and you can see a way forward. Ainsworth in excellent form last week. Re-signed with the club, goes long. Oh, Child not far off. Darcy Moore there to clean up. Noble under immediate pressure, and there should be plenty from the Suns up forward, but they found a way out. Planer and Moore getting the overlap going for Dacos and Maynard. They'll love that. So Lipinski, who started in the goal squares, got right up the ground. Adams thumps it long, and there is DeGoey, who's drifted forward, but can't get past Ballard, who had 10 intercepts last week and is on the job early today. Collins. Lukosius.
He's got a big role to play, Lukosius. He started on the wing. He's the conduit between defence and attack, and he can kick like that.
Yeah, well, Pies defence was still getting back into their position. They're a bit out of kilter, and you can see what that's transferred into. A comfortable mark for Levi Casbolt.
So the things you guys were talking about pre-game, Rui, is lower your eyes, don't just bomb the ball long. So you get Chol coming out to the 50-metre arc, and then he's able to turn around and find Levi Casbolt in space rather than just bombing away. Clever use of the footy. They've got to get some return on the scoreboard for their early dominance, the Suns.
12 goals, 5 in 6 games. That sounds great next to the name of Levi Casbolt. Found a way late in his career to get a lot better at this. And that'll do. First on the board for the Suns.
I reckon she bent late, Rui, because he didn't celebrate at any stage until the goal umpire gave him the okay.
He ride them home. This is a really clever kick here too. You can see Darcy Moore, he's responsible for Mabior Chol, but he was up trying to protect the leading lane. That's the rolling of the dice that we're going to see from Darcy Moore and Jeremy Howe at times. And if you're a Gold Coast player with the footy, you've got to exploit it when you can. Jack Lukosius is a super important player for them. He's got great disposal and he makes good decisions. So
that's an unbelievable kick when you look at it. I mean, as you said, got over where Darcy Moore was as the barrier, and from there it was easy for Levi Casbolt. That's getting the best out of Jack Lukosius.
But see, we've seen him play back, we've seen him play forward. He's now on the wing. Maybe he just needs to settle there and start to become a dominant wingman.
Anderson had a couple of cracks at it. Rao made his presence felt. Ainsworth, they're pouncing well. Anderson kept on coming. There's a clear path forward, and just for a moment I thought it was going to get away from Roses, but he hangs on.
So Stuart Dew's sitting in the coach's box at the moment, and you think this is great. We've been really good at winning it back. We've been not so good going inside 50 at actually exploiting that. So again, Collingwood rolled the dice. They came forward, the overlap was created, and Ainsworth had the wherewithal just to lower the eyes.
Is there a potential lookalike here, Hutto?
We'll get back to that, Jason. We'll let him have the shot for goal. Malcolm Roses Jr. kicked 3 goals against Carlton. Finally was able to get some AFL goals on the board, and he steered this through in his first game at the G.
Nice kick, Lionel.
That's it. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. That's what you love, the composure. So he's one of those players that's going to be able to find space. You've got the tools in Casbolt and Chol. So the smalls have got to play their role, find space, don't just rely on crumbs, also present. And you can just see the way that he pops back into space. Sidebottom was playing very aggressive, looking to link in and become an attacking player. And you're going to get opportunities.
Quaynor was a Collingwood player that was sort of caught in between, didn't know whether to come forward and influence. In the end, ended up in no man's land, and clever little kick over the top to our man, Jace.
Is it a young Lionel Richie?
Oh, I think so. I think you're not wrong.
There's a bit there. It's great.
You've been doing music trivia for the last hour, so you're in good form.
No, he's a promising young player too. I like the look of him, Roses.
Well, what a start for the Suns. They've kicked the first two. And they brought the energy to the MCG. Let's wait for the counter. Pendlebury, Tyler Brown, beaten by Rao. Crainer, who's equal best interceptor for Collingwood this year, needs to do some intercepting work here with Howe. Ainsworth, he's been potent so far. Maynard looking for help, found it in Dacos. And instead of the influence of Pendlebury and Adams, Dacos again, using their hands to get out of defence. Chris Noble, who's their leading leaders game player, they want more out of this man. Steele side bottom.
Hoskin Elliott's out here.
Lipinski, so they've done it almost exclusively by hand, except for a couple of nice kicks, and Hoskin Elliott takes the mark as a result of all that. And there's one more to come. And that will hurt Stuart Dew and the Gold Coast coaching box, but they'll love it with Craig McRae and his cohorts as Tagoe prepares to shoot for Collingwood's first.
Nice transition there from Collingwood. So Gold Coast were almost there on a couple of occasions with the tackle, and then once that breaks down, it only takes one player to come over the top to create that overlap, and that's what happened with Hoskin Elliott out the back.
Been crook during the week. How much time will he spend on ball? How much time will he spend up there kicking goals?
Well, they needed that as a settler, Collingwood. They've had a lot more of the footy, 28 possessions to just 16, but it's 5-2 inside 50s in favour of the Suns. And a couple of goals already for the Gold Coast Suns on the board. So they needed just to settle into the contest, having a few issues around the stoppage, the Pies at the moment. 3-zip the clearances, so the Suns doing some great work.
They've had 21 handballs and 7 kicks so far, Collingwood.
Yep. Yeah, the majority of those trying to chain out from the defensive 50. You invite the pressure, but we could see there, once you're actually able to break that line and get through, had really good looks in front of the footy.
He started up on the wing, Lukosius. He's now drifted forward inside 50.
Cameron had to follow up. Tyler Brown beat for it by Miller. Went straight back to Darcy Cameron though. McCreary starting on the bench. Comes charging through with Swallow tailing him. Nick Dacos flipped it out. Hoskin Elliott, crisp. Let's go ahead footy for the Pies for the first time. Kennedy to the outside. McCreary found a way through. Just couldn't finish his great work. He brings plenty to that Collingwood forward line, McCreary. Weller. Careful re-entry. Wooderick, who made his return from an ACL last week. Back to Lockie Weller. They picked their way through. Needed a fair stretch, but Davies takes the mark. Casbolt on the free, and just a little pop pass over to Witts. Joel inside the 50 at the moment, and Lukosius is also pushed down there, perhaps trying to keep Jeremy Howe occupied.
It's an interesting one though, Hutto, because he's only had the one touch, but it was so good, Lukosius, his one touch at the wing. Why would you shift him straight forward?
In the end, they kick in the area where Moore and Howe both are, and so is Cameron. McPherson forced his way back into the team. There's more clever kick, instinctive, knew exactly the weight needed to find side bottom. Has made a more promising start this afternoon. Edges the kick. Bypassed McCreary the first time. He was almost back onto a Ballard held. Just panicked a fraction. Tagoe out of the square. Makes his move now. It's going to be 50.
Costly one to give, isn't it? Some players just still having to adjust to it. The temptation is you want to go and cover when you see the player about to play on, but you've got to wait until the umpire calls it.
Noah Anderson seemed to be the culprit. He still seems a little confused by it all.
Sometimes you've got to take the long way round, and just, even though you're removing yourself from play, you've got to prevent the 50 first and foremost.
3 goals, 4 for the season with the early behind. From McCreary, steers it through, gives Collingwood the lead.
Just walking out of the forward 50 on the last couple of occasions a little bit too easily for the Gold Coast. They would have been wrapped, but the ball came to ground in their 450. Here's the original free kick.
He knew he was in trouble speed-wise if McCreary had got a run on here. Now, just keep your eye on Anderson, who's pointing at his opponent and gets caught on the wrong side, and he's too close to the side. But it's a tough one.
Don't like that. That's where it gets complicated.
Yeah, I think that was a tricky one because he was in there.
He was on the right side with the ball.
Yeah.
And then he just exited the space.
And so effectively what they're saying is if you get caught and your opponent goes the other way, you've got to run towards the boundary. You can't run back towards the defensive 50.
Or follow your opponent.
So Hayden Beck gets his chance in the ruck. A young 19-year-old on debut up against Joel. Davies, slick hands, but the pressure's just lifted from the Pies. They're going to go straight lines out of the middle. Miller with a drilling ball to the lead of Casbolt. Didn't quite arrive. Madgen, and now Howe, and out to side bottom. Quickly move it on. McCreary. Been in a lot of these forward thrusts so far.
Got to do better with that last inside 50 Gold Coast. That's as good as it looks.
Yeah, but you know what? There's the temptation there. You want to honour the lead, Rui. He was nearly better off.
Yep. Oh, that's a strong mark by Darcy Cameron. Yeah, and Collins coming late. That's a good take.
Could be a 2-goal turnaround. I reckon Miller should have run and had the shot for goal because he had the open goal square once Casbolt led up at him.
It was a bit like they've been instructed to.
Yeah. But some of those passes, and you could see he tried to force that pass. It needed to be inch perfect to hit him.
He's had a disrupted start to the year, but now he gets a runner as the #1 ruckman. Came on as a sub here at the MCG against Adelaide. Impressed, hit the scoreboard. He's got 6 for the year already. 6 goals too. Once he's been subbed in, once he's been subbed out. Darcy Cameron has it on its way. Straight enough. Good response, Collingwood.
Yeah, really strong response here from the Pies. Jumped in the first couple of minutes. The Gold Coast looked right on. Here's the kick inside 50 from Miller. So it's on the forward as well. You've got to create a little bit better separation in that situation, and then it's up to the kicker to make the decision. Do I honour or do I go for home myself? And Darcy Cameron, this is what they've been crying out for, Collingwood. This ruck forward role for the Pies is up for grabs now with Grundy out.
They'd love to see more of that, wouldn't they? They're ranked last in the competition for marks inside 50 per entry. So seeing a mark like that, a contested mark from a big man, it really warmed the hearts of the Collingwood coaches.
Picked up in the mid-season draft last year, Hayden Beck. A lot of work with Josh Fraser now. Out of the middle, Lipinski just checked the kick. Beck gets after it. Not taken high, doesn't get to have the disposal because Noble was able to steal the march. Cameron marked it anyway. Good work from Beck. And he's getting all the love back in the middle. Almost like he'd kicked his first goal and they got around him so much. Darcy Cameron, he can do his majority of the ruck work and then get forward and take marks in the forward 50. It's going to be gold in the absence of Brodie Grundy. For 4 in a row for Collingwood. Should be and is.
A few matchup headaches, I think, in the forward 50 now.
When he goes forward, there is.
Yeah, when Cameron goes forward, they really stretch that Gold Coast defence, the height. You can see that Collins has got the roll on Myercheck, which leaves Farrow opposed to Cameron. He's got him done for height every time, probably for size and strength as well. You throw to Goey into that mix, and They'd be nervous about supply now, the Gold Coast defence.
And it looks like already they've swung that move over and Ballard's gone on to Cameron now.
He's giving up 13 centimetres and about 24 kilos.
So it doesn't matter who you put on him, they're giving up size and height, aren't they?
Ballard a better match though, isn't he?
Well, he's a quality young key defender. Farah's still learning his way.
Oh, Rao was tagged without the footy. This is where they have looked good out of the middle. Off to Anderson. Moore able to get across and deny Casbolt. So Holman need to do more to keep Moore in check.
It's just a bit of a nothing inside 50, that. It's not to a really dangerous part of the ground where the Crummers are going to get to, and it's not really a kick to a lead. So I think better just pulling that one to 20 out directly in front.
Witts worked over Begg that time. Moore came crashing through. Davies scrounging hard for it. So imagine back on Casbolt in the goal square. You can see the space between the stoppage and the key forward and defender. They get it to the outside. Rankin was threatening. Instead, Tyler Brown edging Collingwood back to the wing. Darcy Cameron and headlong into the tackle. Good enough to release it. More of the same from Holman. Trying to ramp up the forward pressure.
Collingwood have sent an extra up to the stoppage, which means Ballard's now the loose about a kick behind the plate.
Play on, 15! Play on!
Noble. This is Payne who had to put the moves on. It's being hounded by McPherson. Nick Dacos saw a clear path forward. It involved Hoskin Elliott and then Lipinski, who waited a step too long. And Holman able to work forward after Farah's terrific chase down. Again, they've missed that forward 50 short. Howe feasting on it and then bringing it out. Such a great user as well. Maynard has Callum Brown, who was the activated medical sub last week, has stayed in the team. Goes searching for Chris. Didn't quite arrive. The impressive Davies. Off the left boot, he's tossed it up, but that'll suit this man. Darcy Moore comfortable.
So good at those forward half turnovers, the Suns. And we just saw that one there, but absolutely squandered by the Holman kick.
Go with him, Levi! Outside 5. Play on!
Lipinski edging the ball forward. Dacos decides to go because his brother was in the frame. Ignores De Goey. Went for the goal square. Prairie rising. They're claiming he's kicked it here. Maya Chekalo didn't look super convincing.
I believe it's a goal, like to just get your chicken.
Maybe it is.
This might be the greatest assist of all time.
Umpire scores a goal, please confirm.
Review underway.
Oh, yeah.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball comes off the Collingwood attacker's boot before crossing the back of the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
He's towed it through.
Yeah, nice and quick too.
Where does he mean to knock this right down there? I think this is almost a basketball assist.
Well, it's amazing. Oh, mate, I think you're right. Well, he's not trying to spoil it through, that's for sure.
I think he knew what he was doing there. That is unbelievable.
I think you're right, mate. It's very heady play, isn't it? Very clever.
Well, all's well that ends well for Collingwood because it was a fair old burn on Jordan De Goey.
Yeah, it was.
You'd expect that to be kicked to most times, but he's great. Great heads-up play to knock that down to your teammate.
What a way he has around goals. 4 last week. He's taken the Pies out to a 19-point advantage. They've kicked all their goals on the run and they're building for another. Dacos had kept it moving. Adams, the crash and bash. Callum Brown. And he hesitated it just a moment too long. Although you know he's going to fight the good fight. Rao. And it's a free to Brown. Ballard, the offender. Just when it looked like Rao was going to get them out of dodge. Let's have a look. Oh, wow.
Take it when you get them, Hutto. Make the most of it.
6 consecutive Collingwood goals. We still have over 8 minutes remaining in what is a very high-scoring opening to this game from the MCG. But not the sort of contact that Callum Brown might have imagined. Darcy Cameron wasn't far off at all.
Couldn't they hang in here, Gold Coast Suns? A quarter that promised so much the way they jumped out of the blocks, but they're in danger of getting blown out here.
They can't find the footy route. It's 74 possessions to Collingwood, 35 to Gold Coast.
Oh, and they're going to be a Collingwood shot for goal here, is it?
Getting it off the ball here, Hutto. There's a big late Shepherd.
Well, this is what your reputation does. And you called it in the pre-game, Jace. He's a player that the opposition
10 metres, here.
Love to dislike. He gets under your skin, and they invite these sort of opportunities.
He's had the long sleeves to the look today and hasn't changed his ability to kick a goal.
So you see him in a situation where you think, I'm gonna get this bloke. I've got him blindsided here. I'm going to smother with vigour. Here it comes.
Wasn't a lot, is it? Almost at the time that his teammate was kicking the footy too, wasn't it?
They are trying to get that blindside hit out of the game, mate.
Is that a legitimate Shepherd or not?
It looked a legitimate Shepherd to me, and it didn't look a vigorous one. It was just, he wanted to put body on body, and maybe he didn't need to, but it looked to be at the time that his teammate was kicking the footy, but I guess the umpire deemed it was a little late.
It hurts. It makes it 6 in a row for Collingwood. There's that disparity in disposals you were talking about before. Cameron back in the ruck on the fly. Miller, but Lipinski good enough to win it back and then bang it out to the members. Win on the MCG. Brown leads the race. Doesn't have the hands he was after, although he's gifted it back by Farah. What a great recovery. No. Wow.
And you see the ball spilt out as soon as he was tackled, and then you throw the hands out and you get the free kick. Getting a good run at the moment, the Pies, but they're making the most of it, and that's the important part.
Josh Dacos sends it back. Ballard had that under his command, didn't finish it. And that sums it up for the Suns. They're just not finishing their plays at the moment.
Well, there's another good example of it, Hutto. You've got an opportunity to be clean there and clear the dangerous area, and it's a Gold Coast fumble. Here's the decision.
So he tries to fend off and break the tackle, and the ball comes out in the tackle. That should be a Gold Coast Suns free kick.
Just a poor decision.
Poor decision, yeah. Rao got released off his own steam.
They're out here.
Ainsworth. Rankin's gone more than a kick distance away, so they'll have to go through Lukosius. Holman trying to distract Darcy Moore. That's where the kick ends up going. Great kick. Gee, it was a good kick. Darcy Moore didn't want to go there. He was thinking more of the more central path that the Suns would take. But again, Lukosius.
Oh, chip it back to Lukosius.
And instead, he tried to invite Rankin to come at the footy, but he kicked at the half.
Well, you just got to ask yourself in that situation, if you're Holman, who do I want having the next kick, myself or Jack Lukosius? He had him on. He just needed to use him.
Ballard. Bailed out of the kicking option in the end. Fiorini, Buderick or Rao, who's been pretty decent in this opening term. Brings it in through the co-captain Ritz, who gets the quick hand off to Buderick. Back to the square. And Darcy Moore saving the day and using Howe in the outward bound footy. Adams to side bottom. Good progression. Pretty obvious the stepping stones for Hoskin Elliott. Now Lipinski charging. Degoe. Swallow after being in the middle last week, back in defence today. Myercheck wants it in the square. Farah helped, and it was much needed. Lipinski's had a fantastic opening term, 12 disposals. At 30 in round one. His numbers have just pulled back a little since then.
That sneaks up on you, Hutto. It doesn't look like he's had a 12-possession quarter, does it? Just he presents himself, right place, right time.
Speaking of which, that's exactly what we see from Tyler Brown. his brother Callum. That was Tyler.
Just lost contact there. It's a sharp finish again. Look, so Lachie Weller has first possession. Just got to be clean in that situation. They've been fumbly, the Gold Coast Suns. So if you're in the coach's box and you're looking statistically at what's happening, where are we breaking down as a side? Collingwood have had 9 inside 50s and they've kicked 7 goals, 2.
Incredible.
They've gone in 9 times and they've scored 9 times.
That's unheard of, 100%.
Yeah,
unheard of. 50%'s good.
50%'s very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the bad news for the Suns is, or it could be good news, there's still 6 minutes to play in this opening turn. So winning it out of the middle, getting their share of winning it out of the middle is not the problem for the Suns.
It's this kick here.
Rao sets it up. Can Chol give them something? He competes in the air. Side bottom, Fiorini along for the ride, literally.
I mean, we spoke earlier about, and Hutto, you made the comment, it looks like they're trying to lower their eyes. They've gone back into the shell. Everything now is just a quick long kick inside 50.
Can Rankin get dangerous? He's moving. Chol got taken high. That'll help.
These guys, clear the area. 10 metres, clear the area. Easy guys, free kick. These guys, push out. Still to speed back.
Yeah, unintentional. You can see a little apology there from Steele side bottom.
Chol, 11 goals, 5 in 6 games. Not high disposal winner, only averaging 7 per game, but almost a couple of goals every game.
When you talk about your critical kicks, Hutto, this qualifies just to stay in the contest.
A former Tiger. There's an effortless kick, and he delivers exactly what was required for the Suns. And it ends a 7-goal run from Collingwood.
Just something out of nothing, really. But they've been getting it in there. They've looked dangerous at times through the middle of the ground. Their clearance game's been pretty strong. 12 inside 50s to 9. Just got to restrict the Pies now when they go forward and just try and use it a little bit better.
I feel a fraction better, just a fraction better after that 1 goal. Can they make the most of this clear advantage of Jared Witts? Up against young Begg, he's going to do it on his own. Make sure it gets it forward. Quaynor. The only man that was going to stop Jeremy Howe was Quaynor.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one of those clearances where you just accept it's going to be a quick kick in, and it's up to the forwards then to take the responsibility to contest and make sure at worst the ball comes to ground. You can't allow an intercept mark.
Do you want Witts to be doing that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely you do.
Take field position, but if you find yourself on Jeremy Howe, I think you've almost got to take, in Holman's situation there, a bit of a defensive mindset.
I mean, if you look at Gold Coast now, they're going inside 50 every 4 possessions. Collingwood are going inside 50 every 10 possessions, so it's very different in terms of the build-up to the entries.
Scott Pendlebury had a full game in the midfield against Brisbane, of course. Waited for the moment last week to be inserted. There's Begg. Make the fine first impression, and it'll be even better if he can connect with De Goey. He couldn't quite. Lemons does what's required. Out of the Eastern Rangers. So they called it. So, yep, I'm the man. Cameron on the bench. Feeds it off nicely. Crisp. Not far off the mark. Post is rattling.
That would have been the most disappointing goal of all if they had kicked that from a Gold Coast Suns perspective. Jared Witts is the youngster against him in Begg, and he gets bodied under the ball. Begg takes it, delivers a hand pass to a player free behind the stoppage. That was very, very ordinary defensive work at that stoppage from the Suns.
Lemons heading for the biggest target in Wits. He had good scouts around with Rankin initially. Now they can get it moving. Davies disrupted. Alice needed quick fire, but sure handballs. Umpire lends a hand. Off to Alice from Rankin. Now that's not going to be far enough. Wits handball to the invisible man. Rankin trying to lift his performance. Still supporting him during the week. They've turned it over. Lipinski didn't get the kindest of bounces. Made do. Noble, a bit of a target, but he brushed off Swallow. Stepped through and then kicks to Adams. Pendlebury took the time on offer. He always seems to have plenty. Was that a free? It was.
Pretty uninspiring last minute of play. It was just scrappy, mistake after mistake after mistake. Lucky they didn't get punished, the Suns.
Lemons back out to that southern half-back flank, and Miller a fumble. Invited side bottom in. Lipinski with his 13th disposal. He missed Ginnivan.
A couple of let-offs there.
Farah finding Fiorini. Now, they have Chol ahead in the well and truly clear. Moore was just a little late to close. Rankin's pushed back into the 50. In fact, they have an extra number back there. If he got it quick enough, they actually had the numerical advantage, and it's still apparent for Ainsworth. Closed out now.
Oh, he had a great lead up to Holman. That's frightening.
Yep. Ainsworth instead. It's Casbolt! Rocking the MCG.
Well, I'm glad they got something out of the inside 50. It's a spectacular mark from Casbolt. But gee, that was slow movement when there were free options everywhere. Really thought Ainsworth could have moved it quicker, but you got to back him in. He's found the right target in the end, although it took one hell of a contested mark to get it done. He's been a great pickup, Levi Casbolt. A great pickup for nothing.
And considering the injury to Ben King, even more so. He's been their #1 target this year. Can he be on target here? No.
Just a horrible ball drop that he chased with his leg.
Last minute and a little of this opening term. There's an extra Sharon out on there, which no one seems to care about. Free kick to Begg ahead of where the ball was about to drop. Jeremy Howe getting some specky practice. Not that he needs it. Now he gets a free hand pass, and he was too good for Collins. What about that? What an arrow of a kick to Mychek. Ginnivan's got in his bike. It's an ambitious kick in between. Ginnivan running back to goal and Tagoe running up as the lead. And there's music to the ears of Bauer. So the margin is 26. Casbolt takes territory, hopes for more, but instead it's Pendlebury who takes the mark. Now Adams. Spent a bit of time out of the centre square last week. Getting forward, kicking his first goal for the season. Knocked away from Brown. Is there time? 15 seconds, there is. Davies perhaps trying to be a bit cute. Maybe he needed to be. Instead, it's going Collingwood's way. The fumble from Noble means we're unlikely to get a score. Dacos up to the 50. That's where it ends. So what an opening quarter. Suns kicked the first two. Collingwood responded with 7 on the march. And the Suns getting a late one to reduce the deficit to 26 points as the Pies search another victory under Craig McRae.
About throughout the course of the day. It's 14 inside 50s apiece in that first term. Gold Coast aren't getting a return on their forays forward, and they have to. And we need to keep analysing the method by which they're attempting to do so.
Second quarter about to begin at the MCG. Collingwood's best first quarter since 2016 at this venue. Darcy Cameron, it's 12 hit-outs to 1 in the opening turn. But that always means a lot, but it does give Gold Coast the first opportunity. Adams right underneath it, quickly crowded out. Lukosius hang on for dear life, but the ball still went to Anderson. Canterbury was company, a quick company for him. Open forward line for the Suns to the right of here. Quaynor just ducks back out of picture to be the spare. Rao. Now Weller.
Dangerous tackle. Goal Coast advantage.
Advantage paid. Everyone just stopped for a moment and realised it was a Suns ball. Ainsworth. Chol coring for it. Moore standing about 3 or 4 metres in front. So Chol have to come over the top. Oh, Levi got access and got away from Howe.
Well, it's a couple of times he's taken the big mark, Levi Casbolt. What he's doing very well is losing his opponent in traffic. So he's using players around them in the pack that's forming as blocks to give himself an uninterrupted run and jump at the footy, and got great hands.
I'm not sure if he lost his opponent or Jeremy Howe was happy to let him go and try and sit on his head. He was probably...
He misjudged it.
He just dropped a little bit quicker than Jeremy thought was going to happen. Let's see if he can improve on the last effort in front of goal.
So 1 good, 1 bad. And that'll do.
Thinking Howe's defence, guys, he doesn't want to get into that wrestle. But Levi Casbolt, knowing that, is then attacking the ball in the air. And I think he's absolutely playing it brilliantly at the moment. This is why he's getting those contested marks.
But when you look at where he started, he just found that gap and worked his way to the front. It's really good forward craft. And then you back yourself to say, well, I'm going to run up and take it at the highest point. And if someone's good enough to come over the top, so be it. I can't do much about that. But that's a great effort from Levi Casbolt, and importantly, able to kick the ball through the big sticks.
He's always been a genuine aerial threat. He's right at the top of his marking game, Levi Casbolt, so that's a fascinating watch up forward. He's kicked 2 of the Suns' 4, and it's a 20-point ball game at the MCG. Remembering that the Suns beat the Pies on this exact day last year in round 7 here at the G. Collingwood by 20 as Crisp winding his way through to full forward on the kick. And the Suns through Lennons can repel. Delays his release kick. McPherson trying to keep Pendlebury busy. Maynard was there. It ends with the Collingwood skipper feeding it in for Adams. Whether it was designed for him, I'm not sure. And it just got a little out of kilter. Ainsworth, a speculative handball back through the middle. Meant that Cameron could take it away and send Noble out to the half-forward flank. Nick Dacos. They kept their width well on the outside, Collingwood, if they can win the ball back, but...
He did well to butter up then, Ainsworth, because that first handball was really poor. He just needed to absorb the pressure and then find a teammate rather than just throw it on the hand.
Miller and Ainsworth had a crack at it. Noble, willing, put his body on the line. Adams joined in as well.
Hold the meter. Play on both engaged.
Dacos slick with the hands, like crisp, dubious disposal. Noble potentially falling in the back, maybe just turning enough at the last.
Gold Coast half forwards just getting drawn up into the congestion a little bit here. Important they reset and equalise in front of the footy.
Miller does get it to the outside. Fiorini, Quaynor got hands to it. Just ran around it. Person was there as well, but so was this man. Pendlebury to side bottom. Possession 8 coming up for Steele side bottom. Sharing it with Noble, getting back in position to win it again. Just cornered a little bit. Are they bogged down? Let's wait on the high kick. Hoskin Elliott judged it well, but then dropped the mark. Ballard handed it straight back to Quaynor. Kick couldn't have been much higher. So difficult, but brilliantly done by McPherson.
Yeah, good courage. High ball, running back with the flight, not knowing what's coming. Terrific effort.
Forced his way back into the team with his VFL form. Swallow.
Outside 5.
Slow build this time. Anderson. Art's eyes darting. Finds Lukosius. Now Rankin's got off the chain further afield. But instead, he goes for Wicks.
How good's the kick?
Give it back to him.
He wants to. A little bit telegraphed, so is it smother there for Maynard. Good back up though from Collins. Lukosius didn't take possession. Good call. Miller. That looks well set for Casbolt. Nothing was going to stop him.
It's one of their best kicks going forward. Terrific effort from Lukosius. Knew that he'd be collared if he took possession of the footy. So he taps it over his head to Tuke Miller, who then just waits the kick because he can see Casbolt in a little bit of space. He's got room to jump, so all he had to do was sit it up there, and he knew his man had taken the mark.
You could hear Miller down here, Jace call for it as well. He said, tap it on, tap it on. So it was great.
Needs to be finished for 3 goals, Levi Casbolt. I'll tell you the other thing, there's not many Suns fans here at the MCG, but they are very vocal. They've got chants going, they've got some support.
Yeah, they've got some instruments, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Some drums and stuff down there. But all of a sudden, they're back in the contest now. So what becomes really important from here is they did this in the first term. They jumped out of the blocks. They got the first 2 goals on the board. And then Collingwood just worked their way back in and ran away with it. So really need to steel themselves here for this next 5-minute period, the Suns.
Can't have been from the goal, surely.
It's good fun watching coaches.
What I did like was Lukosius. He had Rankin all on his own, but he didn't go wide. He brought it back into the edge of the corridor, hitting the kick to Witts.
And Witts edging it forward again. Roses playing in front, takes the mark. Casbolt moves now. Child is there as well. At the back, Lukosius, Pendlebury. The heat was immediate. Moore feeling it from Lukosius. Scrounge is on. Ball up. A lot of pointing going on. Collingwood trying to get organised. Cameron the tap. Rao the clear advantage. Ainsworth, Roses. Can they go forward? No, there's more trouble. Well, did as well as he probably could. Great tackle from Roses. So Ballard. Now Brown sending it Collingwood's way. Oh, Dacos a little too cute. Had to be holding the ball. Advantage paid. Now, is he within range, Lukosius?
It's a long kick. He could give it a run.
It's been an absolute kicking clinic from Jack Lukosius so far. Has not wasted one.
Had a knee issue which kept him out for a couple of weeks. 3 goals, 5. So can he turn? It's his season result thus far. Can he turn his beautiful field kicking into something special in front of goal as well? The Suns have got some momentum. That one was always just a little bit.
I was about to say, you can talk a kicking clinic, but kicking around the ground is very different to kicking at goals. Mind you, he was on the outer limits of his distance range. But they've started the second quarter well, 6-1, the inside 50s for 2 goals. Collingwood have barely gone forward, no score. They're getting more of the ball, Gold Coast, and they're winning the clearances 4-1. So a really good start to the second term.
Beautifully eased back into play by Pendlebury to Quaynor. But where to next? Cameron makes the lead. He's got Collins for company. Myercheck and Witts. It's going over their heads. Thumped away by Collins. Over the shoulder. It's Collingwood for its advantage. Brown, Dacos, Brown, Dacos. Cameron, another Dacos is ready and willing. On the charge, Dugowie in his sights. He ignored him again. Went to Lipinski. More central path, might end up okay. Callum Brown, everybody look, there's a Brown or a Dacos or a Dugowie. High to the square, side bottom. The swirling ball he read so well, almost was able to take it. Ellis just kept it in. Now is he going to play the, well, no decision to make.
It's not a horrible kick though, because it took good ground, gives them a chance, a bit of time to set up behind the footy.
Noble. Jack Crisp. Back through the middle to Moore. Oh, I like that kick back again, although Casbolt doesn't take the mark. He's got a free.
So a lot of players behind the footy for Gold Coast. They need to square it up.
Holman's charging forward. He wants to go via Lukosius. You get it right. You got it wrong.
They had numbers everywhere there.
Crisp back through the middle. Maynard will use his left foot towards centre half forward. It's an audacious kick. Lipinski set up Jack Madgen. He's never kicked a goal. Whoa! He has now.
I think it took his teammates a while to work out it was his first. He celebrated like it was his
He did too.
Actually, it is his second.
Hutto. He was celebrating like it was his first.
Yeah, what's he carrying on about there? Yeah, he's already kicked one.
They don't kick too many, the fullbacks.
Again, came from a turnover. Just they had numbers out that side. The Casbolt kick turned it over, and then Collingwood able to work their way through.
Tell you what, the Maynard kick through the middle as well. That almost invited a double turnover. Wow.
They are loving Madgen kicking a goal, aren't they? Now he's telling Levi all about it.
Salt in the wound too when it's your own man after the turnover.
It's a timely one for Collingwood. Stop the run of 3 goals, becoming 4 for the Suns. Davies. Adams to go. Pendlebury disrupted by Miller. Body's going everywhere. Begg into the ground. Miller pounces. Anderson eventually got it under his control. Slightly misplaced ball, though, gave the coaches no chance. Madgen back in his normal domain, defending. More crashing over the top. Madgen.
Throw, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good decision.
Hold with me. Thank you.
It was the left footer, which is handy.
Around goes Holman.
Good answer.
Great answer.
That's what they've been good at, Gold Coast, in their forward half, being able to win it back off the opposition with pressure and with intercept. Collingwood have possession through Madgen. Pretty easy decision here from the umpire.
Well, he's locked the left arm, so he can't hand pass it.
Maintaining that striking distance here, Jace, the Suns.
Kicked 3 last week, Nick Hott. He's been a handy pick-up for the Suns, hasn't he? A couple of years at Carlton. Begg back in the ruck. Up against Child, who wins the tap. Down the throat of Miller. Gets it into Levi Casbolt as quick as he can. Had 2 to contend with in the air. Looking for reinforcements. Finds Noble. Crispin short.
Outside 5. Yours. Stand!
Adams ready to release off halfback.
Good.
Lipinski through the corridor.
Outside 5.
Careful, measured progression. Now they get dangerous. Chris kept on coming. Myercheck. Good tackle, or goodish tackle from Lemons. Enough to be rewarded.
Really interesting there how deep Collingwood held their forwards when they won the ball back in the defensive 50. So they basically allowed the whole middle of the ground for the forwards, for the mids and the halfbacks to work in and build the ball up. Not one forward got involved.
Anderson. Nice to go by hand. Swallow got into the clear, and I suspect that's out on the foot.
Straight up in the full.
Just didn't have great awareness, did he, Fiorini? Maybe if he takes it at the highest point in his hands, he keeps that in.
Crisp. Ends up having to kick off the right boot unnecessarily, but it was ugly, but pretty at the same time as Dacos takes the mark. So Josh Dacos. Cameron, Degoe, Myercheck, Ginnivan, all there. Oh, Myercheck! That is a stellar mark. He's only just able to hold on.
We've seen some good marking in front of the ball today, both ends of the ground. Cameron and Myercheck, Casbolt up the other end.
Guy, just take it out. That's your line, Brody. Clear out, guys.
Numbers are in his favour. Drills another one for Collingwood.
They almost just become a bonus when you can have a key forward in that sort of pack, stand and deliver like that.
He's not a pack marker as a general rule either, Brody Mychek. We love him as a player. He works hard from start to finish, works up the ground, works back, kicks goals. He's got good hands too, but you don't normally see him crashing packs like that with tools all around him. That's a great mark.
Two goals to Cameron, 2 goals to Mychek for Collingwood. Although Casbolt has 3, he's the only multiple goal kicker for the Suns. Back to 19 points. Big a mismatch against Jared Witts. But a great lesson for him. Adams, Davies, Lipinski, Rao. Such a high contested possession rate. There's Rao, and I guess the criticism or the hope would be that he'll get more of that ball on the outside. Witts steering it for Anderson. Side bottom, got an early side on it.
Probably that balance, I think, for Rao Hutto, the inside and outside game.
Lipinski hands it off to Mychek. He's got a taste for it now. And
downfield.
Wow. And they come back, I think.
Your option's another kick or a point?
Let me think.
Back here, free up disposal.
One of life's easiest questions, isn't it, really?
Unless, of course, scores are tied and it's late in the game in the last minute. So I'll take the point, thank you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do a sticks. You don't want to come back and kick one out in the ball and...
You'd still back yourself in, wouldn't you?
Well, bird in the hand. Basically 50% from this part of the ground.
For his 3rd goal, Brody Mychek.
Nice kick.
Such a great avenue to goal for Collingwood.
They've steadied again after Gold Coast got back to virtually just 2 goals down. Collingwood have found the answer. Let's have a look at the free kick here. Oh, that was him landing after he jumped up in the air, trying to spoil.
He hasn't chosen to bump him, is your point.
He jumped high, looked into score, and then when he landed, he made contact. Didn't look severe contact, but again, if you're a forward and you get a free kick, make the most of it. That's what Brody Mychek.
But it's such a big penalty, isn't it?
It is. Witts seen some questionable calls today.
Yep. Rao was hanging on to Adams for dear life. The footy got moving anyway. Dacos to Noble. Good agility through the middle. Nothing obvious to kick to. All one-on-ones. Ballard puts his body on the line. Can't mark McCreary at Lipinski. Nice little step. Oh, pressure down there grows though. Ginnivan. Have they got a Sunday special to go with Anzac Day? Oh, so special! It's getting better and better for Jack.
That's a great individual effort. Jack Ginnivan, that is a great individual effort. But if I'm Stuart Dew, I'm sitting in the box and I'm saying, please write me down the names of those players that have opportunities to tackle. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. He just danced through 3 insipid tackles. First one, probably the hardest one, changing direction. The next 2, just horrible efforts.
I'm a glass half full guy, Jay, so I'll celebrate. I'll celebrate the goal.
No. I said that's a brilliant individual effort. But tell me you're not upset with that defence.
Yeah. No, you are. What a finish.
I think he's okay
down here at the moment, guys. He's just come off and he's just doing a bit of a walkthrough at the moment. I think he's going to be okay, but oh, what a goal. Goal of the year just about, isn't it?
It's one of them. One of the leading contenders. And in the long sleeve jumper, stands out more.
Collingwood's lead. He's now 31 points.
I reckon he needed the long sleeves to stand out today.
Jared, Hayden.
Corky, I'd say, guys.
One of the 3 tacklers, Jace.
I don't think it came from that tackle, Hutto. They didn't get close enough to Corky.
I reckon just the last bit where the player came in from the side as he was kicking it might have flushed him on in the thigh.
He'll be back out there. He's got a taste for it.
Campbell puts the head down, charges off. Here's Myercheck. He's carved out his territory across half forward. De Goey wants in.
Now, that's what we're used to seeing from Brody Myercheck. He will hit up, he will attack the ball, he covers ground, took it with clean hands, turned, and the delivery was brilliant. And so was the mark from Jordan De Goey. A good set of hands. Look at that turn. And great delivery.
Last week, Collingwood kicked 9-1 from set shots. This week, they were 7 straight until that moment then.
Third out.
Now, it's a rare side, isn't it? 11 goals 4 to 6 goals 2.
It's a far cry from what we saw in Cairns last night.
It is.
Was it 6 goals 30?
There was some pretty difficult conditions for
Not
them.
15, play on, not
9
15.
goals 30 or something.
Trouble. Lemons. Miller as composed as he could have been. Howe and Chol, a couple of high flyers for us there. Chol didn't panic. Fiorini wobbling, hoping. McPherson. Now Rankin. Can he counter with something of his own? No, left it behind. Have to try and rectify the situation. Out of bounds is as good as they could muster.
Why are you bouncing the ball twice in 5 metres, Chief? He just didn't have to put himself under that much pressure, did he?
Some players like to bounce it as soon as they get it in space. It's an odd one. But another opportunity lost for Gold Coast.
Fiorini ran around it. Wasn't favoured by the bounce at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting comparison to small forwards at either end, isn't it? Rankin a number 3 pick. Heavy investment from the Gold Coast Suns and Ginnivan off a rookie draft. Like to be getting more value for a pick that high up in the draft.
It's also a great decision by Collingwood, isn't it?
Yeah,
To find Ginnivan.
there you go. Celebrate the upside.
Absolutely, mate. That is serious recruiting right there.
Cameron to side bottom. 6 minutes now remaining. Such a game of momentum swings. Collingwood has the last 3. Side bottom. Hoskinelli with a natural leap. Even he couldn't get that high.
And the concern from the Gold Coast with the Collingwood scoring is it's just been so lumpy. It's just come in a rush both times. 7 straight and now 3 straight.
Wits to the front. Rao got out of his hands. Crisp back under again. Rao tries to roll over and convince the umpire he hasn't dived on it. They needed to do more. Cameron, no shortage of offers. Adams has got Pendlebury in hand. Stead goes back inside and you can see why. Jack Crisp.
It's spares everywhere too, the Suns. That's the problem when you've got loose men everywhere in defence is everyone thinks it's their responsibility to fill a space rather than actually play on someone.
It's the 1 goal this year, Jack Crisp. 170 consecutive games. Back to the last 6 of 2014, equaling Marcus Ashcroft today as the 11th most of all time.
Well, the best ability is availability, and he's provided that, hasn't he?
Well, speed. Talk about pickups. Just working through that, AJ.
One of your expressions, is it really?
Just came to me.
I love it.
Stand.
Casbolt. Footy just came to him.
Move it on. Play on.
Joel. Full kick away. He's going to have to jump over Howe. Oh, Moore did instead.
Turn.
9 contested marks to 4. Collingwood control in the air for the most. Back through the middle, an exacting kick to Crisp. Sends Lipinski on his way towards goal. It's severe for De Goey.
A rare error for Paddy Lipinski. He's up to 20 possessions, clearly the most on the ground.
And Evans for Collins. What to do next? A hand pass. Got up the ground. Swallow. Maynard worked the angles against McPherson. Farah telegraphed it. Finally gave it. Now Rankin back through the middle for Miller. Charles in the square. In fact, there's a plethora of Suns filling the 50. He didn't like any of them in the end. He's going to go all the way across. He's got enough depth on the kick, and he finds Levi.
Good kick in the end. He had some options. And Levi continues to work hard. We saw him at half-back only a minute ago. Pushing back forward, finding the space.
See Darcy Cameron trail in there. He just couldn't go with him.
And he finished from a very similar spot earlier. So he likes this spot.
3 goals, 1 becomes 4. Fair to say he's carrying a big load up forward for the Suns.
He's keeping him in the game, Hunter. There's no other way to put it. It's 9 possessions. He's taken 6 marks, 4 goals, 1. That is a great return. And the one he missed was probably one of the easiest shots that he's had. But he's certainly presenting. He's working his bum off for Gold Coast, up and down the ground, providing options. We know how good the hands are. And his game goes to a completely different level when he starts to hit the scoreboard.
Someone go with him. Miller's playing his bit in the middle. +5 with that ruck advantage. Wow.
How is that allowed?
How is that not recall?
Looks bad on your stats.
Play on.
Don't be negative, Nick.
Swallow. Rankin just couldn't get the timing right. Or more, ruffled a few feathers. Mostly his teammates. Pendlebury. Got all the way to Charles. Couldn't get it to Casbolt, but he's tackled without the footy.
The crowd don't like it, but that's one going Gold Coast way. They've had a pretty good run, the Pies, and he was trying to pick the ball up. It spilt out very quickly, and he was thrown to ground.
He's kicked 1 goal from a free kick. Now he's about to kick another from a free kick.
Be a good return if they get 6 of their 8 goals from the 2 big men. Certainly doing their job. Casbolt with 4, and now an opportunity for Chol to kick his second.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. Time was on his side. He is it through for his second goal. They're hanging in.
Just when it looked like the margin was starting to open up to a very, very dangerous position. They've kicked the last 2 to narrow it back down to 21 points. So all of a sudden you get an opportunity, provided they don't concede another goal, you get an opportunity to go into halftime with momentum, to reset, to just work on a couple of things and realise that you're right in this contest. It's a game you can still win.
Suns have won the quarter, 5 goals 1 to 4 goals 2.
Loving that hair, Hunter. Love the colours. How good's that? Oh, I'd love that option. Have to paint the head.
Surprised you haven't. 21 points. Go forward kick again from Miller. Casbolt and Child, they're both there. Now someone else needs to come along with them. Is that deliberate?
No, it's still part of the mark.
Well, but it was the second hit, was it not?
Yeah, but it hadn't gone to ground. And I reckon if he takes that second grab, he nearly gets the mark as well. No, I wouldn't like to see him penalised for that.
Begg got the tap. Brown over it. Rao. Quite head-to-head combat, but something similar. Swallow. Ainsworth. No shortage of tacklers. Now the roles are reversed. Anderson got ridden just momentarily by Tyler Brown. Play on the call. Can anyone do that? Maynard tried. Took some bodies with him. Miller. The cut and thrust of it all now. Such a busy intersection. Rao breaks the shackles. Joel Rankin's well placed at the front. It almost came his way. Imagine on hand. So was the Dacos brothers. Callum Brown. Colin thought he got taken out by
that was just good strength, man on man, that one. Terrific from Cameron.
Darcy Cameron. Wits. Yeah. No competition for him that time. Goes for Collins. Checked by Cameron. Unusual for Collins to be in that situation.
It is, but he got dragged up the ground harder and he thought, I may as well present while I'm here.
Take a lead up forward.
Absolutely.
Now he goes back to where he's a little more comfortable.
Still time for both teams to add another goal.
Oh, Wits just pushed the line there, and whether that could have been a free kick. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on there as well. Extra numbers with the Pies, but
great effort from Casbolt, 1 against 2 to bring the ball to ground. That was his job. Wasn't expected to win that contest, but to halve it, they maintained possession in the forward line.
Wits knew exactly where to hit it. Oh, Ellis was ready on the outside. Rankin, Ellis does get another moment, but Josh Dacos up to it for Collingwood, back along the wing. Finds his brother. And that will just about see us out. So it's an entertaining contest at the MCG. Suns cutting the margin ever so slightly in that second term. Jack Ginnivan strutting his stuff again with another memorable goal. It's the Pies by 21 at the MCG. Dacos on the wing, Jack Lukosius. Now eyes turn to the middle. Wits versus Cameron. Both at second AFL clubs. About to duel it out in the middle.
Break set, guys,
Have to wait a little bit longer. It's still just got the better of it. Adams tried to poke it forward. Rao 12 disposals today, continuing that high rate of contested possession numbers, with 8 of them coming in the contest. Lukosius got in but can't get out. Josh Dacos tosses the kick up to half forward. Ballard was manhandled by McCreary, who was outnumbered.
Stand.
It's all a bit stagnant at the moment. Not a lot of movement ahead. Swallow looking to the outer. Found Miller, who's been outstanding. 17th disposal. So 3 score assists. Moves this on to Ainsworth. Could have given it back to Farah if he wanted to go back through the middle. Eyes up, long down the line. Casbolt's come up. He got buffeted for a moment, and that allowed a clear passage for Moore. And Myercheck. Collingwood looked to move it quickly. They are outnumbered ahead of the ball, hence just comes to a bit of an impasse for the moment. Adams. Seems like there's just no one on the mark at all there, as he was way on the inside. Farrell's only had a couple of disposals. That man's excited again. A couple of memorable goals. There's Farrell, shut down immediately by Crisp. Miller kept it moving. Rao. That's a better kick from Anderson for Lukosius.
This is where you want him getting it to.
Here's the hand this time. In the overflow, it's Anderson. Chol didn't mark it, but did win it. Now Rankin. Off to Holman. Should suit his left side. Stared it down for a long time and made no mistake. First goal of the half to the Suns.
Good running from halfback. Noah Anderson getting involved. Just covered some great ground. That's an inside 50 that Marby or Chol has to mark. It was kicked to his advantage. He got the hands to it. Fortunately, he was able to get the loose ball, and Rankin actually did really well.
Yep.
He drew players away from Holden, thank you, before he gave the hand pass off. He had them all going the other way before he shot it out.
It's just a start for the Suns. Just that kick back into the middle to Lukosius really opened the field up, didn't it? From there, the overlap run. That's the value of Noah Anderson, just his ability to cover the ground, turn one possession into 2, and it was a good look inside 50.
So Holman, Chol and Casbolt have kicked 8 of their 9 goals. Miller received it from Anderson, got it in there, quick, smart. Right. Too good in the air on that occasion was Quaynor.
The one you want him to break even with, isn't it?
Searching up along the wing. Cameron had it knocked away from him that time by Farah, so they can get the ball under their command. Sat nicely for Ellis. Joel should be set here. Unimpeded run to the footy.
Well, let's see then the Collingwood defence.
Again, it seemed like the only man that was going to stop him was his teammate.
Yep.
A chance to put some real pressure on Collingwood here. Real genuine scoreboard pressure. A good start from the third quarter now.
Could he go back any slower to the end of his
Pretty laconic sort of guy, isn't he?
Might be out of juice a little bit.
Yeah, he's taking his time. Still got 8 seconds on the clock.
He's on his way in. On his own time, Mabior Chol, all that matters. Here's the final result. And it's pure. 3 goals for Chol. And they're up and about.
He really does that. He has one of the most relaxed kicking techniques you've ever seen, but it is pure. He just a gentle walk in, he strikes it nicely. You can see he's in space, so...
Yeah, Jeremy Howe was a man. He was 30 metres playing in front, protecting that space, but, gee, it was a big leg rope. As soon as that ball came over the back to Ellis, Howe had to realise a little quicker and work back into that space. You're right with the goal-kicking action, Jason. It's slow and protracted, but
very deliberate.
His head stays so still.
Very smooth too, very smooth. Not much goes wrong with that.
Very interesting down here, guys. Imagine starting on the bench. Now, if you get Howe wants to play that type of role, surely you bring Madgett on to play that one-on-one against these forwards to allow Howe to sit off like that, don't you?
Well, it'll be an interesting discussion and one that I'm sure Craig McRae's thinking about, and maybe has to have a chat to Jeremy Howe and say, I want you to play this way, not the way you want to play.
So 2 goals on either side of the half-time for the Suns. They're back to 9 points the difference. Weller looking for the free, but he just wasn't tackled high.
It was a nice little insight, wasn't it, from Jeremy Howe into the life of a half-back, a high half-back.
Witz to Miller. They really are trying to lead them together. Back towards the front in this game, and that's deemed high.
Stand. Play on.
Anderson scurrying away. He wasn't quite sure. That was what he was going to do initially.
Play on.
He settled on Weller eventually. To half-forward Quaynor, well placed to disrupt at the very least. Alice has stayed alive. So Weller, who's normally a beautiful kick, gets another chance. Just tosses it up. Moore and Casbolt. Pendlebury, Quaynor. Chris about to be tackled. He actually lost the ball back under his legs. Rao then is the subject of a Quaynor tackle.
I think we picked it up at the same time, Maroon. We don't want to be too harsh on Isaac Rankman. There's a work rate issue there. He led up, didn't get used, didn't come back, but his man did. Isaac Quaynor, who got the ball.
Stood there waiting, and Quaynor was the one that got on the end of it.
So it's a little bit scary in the box here with you two reacting. Kick goes back to the wing.
Just want to see the good players be as good as they can be.
That's it.
And sometimes it's above the shoulders.
Yeah, you've got to give yourself the greatest opportunity to be a good player by continually getting to the ball. We saw the last time he got it inside 50 how clever a player he is. But you want to see that 15, 20 times a game, not 2 or 3.
Great handoff from Witz to Anderson. That's where they're threatening at the moment, the Suns. Witz is dominating and sending it forward. Quaynor repelling. Ginnivan off to Noble. Macquarie had some space. That's gone now. Farah hunts him down. Macquarie is strong. Farah more than a match. There was no decision. Side bottom came waltzing through. Took all the time in the world. Bounces back to Goey. It's got through 2. Not quite enough.
Going on now, they're feeling the pressure. Gee, they were given, McCreary was given an eternity to get that ball out after being tackled. Yeah. Absolute eternity.
Ten points. Weller. Alice had it just long enough.
Only had the 7 touches to go. You know he's been battling illness through the week. You just wonder whether he's just maybe struggling a bit with the tank, and that's why he spent the majority of the day forward. Usually this is the time they get him through the middle of the ground.
Fair call. Swallow to Anderson and out the other side to Farah, but Collingwood spacing their defence pretty well ahead of the ball, so he goes via Lukosius. Ainsworth got to find this tough. Quainer, not just the spoil, there's a directional spoil to Lipinski, and then side bottom. Penalty was ready to deliver to Myercheck.
That was the one time with Lukosius where he probably just had to be a little bit more circumspect with the ball. He kicked it to turnover City. And if it turns over there, well, it's whooshka down the other end.
He played on because he had a kick in mind, but that kick dried up. And in the end, he said, well, I better just kick it long. But it was to a horribly outnumbered situation.
He's already had a great day, Brodie Myercheck. Kick 4 last week. He's done the same already. The ship steadied just a little by Brodie Myercheck. 4 goals straight, if you don't mind.
Well, there's the turnover. And when it ends up in that man's hands, not much you can do as a defender. It was good forward craft, though. He's done it in a variety of ways today, Brodie Myercheck. That's what makes him such a lovable player and teammate, I'm sure. He's always there to provide an option, Myercheck. That's what you would love about him as a midfielder, whether it's in a contest down the line or if you're coming through the middle of the ground, he will present. He's never going to cheat you on work ethic, Brodie Myercheck.
If they get enough ball forward, they're going to be incredibly hard to beat, Collingwood, because they are scoring at such a high percentage per inside 50s. 18 scores from 26 entries. That's extraordinary.
Myercheck up to 16 goals for the year. Remembering he missed the game against the Lions as well, so he's pretty much on par with the best in the competition so far this year. Back to 16 points after the Suns had kicked 4 goals in a row. Hoskin Elliott. Roderick has to defend Brown. It gets a little closer to goal. Myercheck and Collins duelled it out. Now it's over to Miller to try and stop Hoskin Elliott. They just stay ahead of the game with their nifty hands. Brown off the boot. It wobbled a bit further than he would have liked. A long way down for Witts. His hands were quick enough. Anderson, they chance their arm and it pays off. Now they're released. McPherson, Joel, can he grace the half-forward flank of the MCG and stride out? Well, it got a little less picturesque for Joel, but the finish was still good. And Ainsworth takes the mark.
Well, well done, Ainsworth, because he absolutely busted a gut to get there, just in case Marbior Chol needed an option, which he did.
Well, but the good thing about Marbior is he didn't panic.
Yep, composed himself.
He didn't panic. He said, OK, I can't now run and have the shot, so what's my next best option? And he found Ainsworth running into space.
It is a little bit disconcerting when you find yourself in space as a key forward and you've never really bounced the footy that much.
He's never a sure thing with the footy, Ainsworth, but here and now, he's got to deliver his best. And he has, with conviction.
Did you ever have many bounces, Jace?
Had one.
One?
Into an open goal.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very nervous about it. Probably as nervous as Marbior Chol was.
I'd almost go the tap on the ground, I reckon.
I don't think Marbior Chol knows how to panic, actually, Jason.
No, he's that laid back. Look at this. I'll have a bounce. Ah, well, OK, that didn't go right. What'll I do now? Beautiful chip. Beautifully played.
10-point ball game.
Oh, yeah.
They're right in this, the Suns.
3 goals from 4 inside 50s in the third term.
And it's actually the part of the game that they've struggled with. They've dominated inside 50s today. If they can just find a consistent way to get their forward line players into the game, a win is here for the taking.
Chol into the ruck now. Davies has shown he is adept at winning the ball out of the middle. It wasn't his best disposal under pressure. So instead it's Crisp and Callum Brown just waiting away, waiting for the right moment to go forward. Crisp off the right boot again, so it looks a little untidy. Myercheck in the frame. Collins doing what he had to do. Ginnivan looking for a free. Not that time. Almost could have been penalised. Another watching him closely.
No.
Grab by Chol.
Play on, hang on.
Hoskinelli was in the right space. Has to use his left.
No idea why he decided to run around the player there, Will Hoskinelli. He had an opportunity on his natural foot to have the shot as soon as he got the ball.
Yeah. Space closes down really quickly from those situations. Stoppages in a forward 50. So if you have the shot, pull the trigger.
Well up.
Man, a long way.
Yeah, he gives the kick plenty too. Moore always had the right perspective on that coming in.
You can see how disappointed Levi Casbolt was when he knew that he'd messed up. It was his job to knock that over the boundary line if he wasn't in a position to mark it.
Cameron the tallest target, but Chol was there to see to that. So 11 points. Ginnivan stays quite a bit off this throw-in. Oh, Chol gave a bit of his own back. Well up. Searching kick for Lukosius. Did what he had to do. Maynard. A fumble from Begg. And then almost fell on his back. Yep. McPherson, the offender. As Aiden Begg getting a great experience out of the MCG. Sends it deep again, probing away for Cameron. Chol and Collins defensively minded. Anderson for Ballard. Lost a handle on it. Pies fans thought it could have been a throw. I think it just got out of his control.
It's twice now they've rebounded the footy and it's been pumped straight back in, so they've got to find a way to just try and find a mark out of this situation, the Suns, or at least get it out of bounds.
Begg laid it off to Lipinski. Collins, Cameron, Farah forced it through. Back into Buttery. 12 points in it now. That kick far from perfect. Noble drew the high contact and Anderson annoyed with himself. Gone very deep, that kick. Myercheck. First to get upright with the footy, but good defence that time. Collingwood fans can sense the challenge that is there. Spent a fair bit of time with the footy at their end here for not great result in this third term. Chol rucking successfully down to Miller. Casbolt, Howe went very early. Play on was the call. Ainsworth towards the line. Moses just went past the ball. Crainer looked good until the release. Fiorini back into the thick of the traffic. Begg got it to the back. Now Nick Dacos whirling on through. Tagoe waiting for it to hit the ground. It eventually does. He demanded it for Callum Brown. Brought it inside. Tyler goes once and then a second. And got it to Dacos. And then back, an ambitious handball. Hoskinelli almost treating it like a mark.
Precious stuff out there. Just got to weather the storm here. Try and find a win in front of the footy if they're able to clear it. And for Collingwood, this is it. Just keep locking it in until we eventually crack them.
Craig McRae coaching from the bench, looking pretty cool, just conversing with the players.
Chol, Miller was unaccompanied. Fiorini going to keep working the loose. Wooderick, just a rushed ball.
Big ball here.
Yeah, bodies on the line. Oh, Noble burrowed through brilliantly. Collins had to do his best work. Ginnivan, he's a star! But he's missed.
At the post.
In the making.
Makes things happen, doesn't he? You can see the excitement level in the crowd goes up too when he's around the ball. Oh, how close he's going.
You can't believe it.
put themselves under pressure the last 5 minutes or so because they've missed some targets.
Lennon's
That's a good kick.
taking the kick on, though. They're now Farah. They are. There's an array of options. Spoilt for choice. Goes wide for Lukosius. Rankin's leading in the pocket. Longer to Levi Casbolt.
Great kick. Great decision from Lukosius. He had lead-up targets, but what he also saw was Levi Casbolt, top of the square, with a run-up and only Braden Maynard to get back and compete against him. And he knew that if he put it in the air, this bloke had marked the ball.
Isaac, 2 metres.
You just want the decision-makers and the good kicks to get more of the footy. That's what they need from Jack Lukosius.
Levi Casbolt at his second club. 161 games. Has never kicked 5 goals before. Oh,
no!
Goodness.
You mozzed him.
I think he knew it. I think he knew it. I'm sure he knew it, actually.
That was big. You got close to the man on the mark. That's a shame because it was a great passage of play.
He gets him back within a kick.
Yep, he turned back the clock then, and he didn't want to. Pendlebury takes on the responsibility and slices through the middle.
You get it back there.
To Myercheck, and here he is. On the fly, the Pies. Crisp to Josh Dacos. Ginnivan's in the square, won't get there. Shut down. Swallow not rewarded. Instead, Dacos from long range. Ginnivan surely not, no.
He's upset, Jack Ginnivan. He led into space, thought that it should have been honoured. He's not happy. Entitled to be too. When someone has a pot shot, they don't make the journey.
Hopefully that's just a direct contact injury for Buderick. Nothing more severe than that. Just 2 games back. Swallow. Equal numbers. Some good contest in the air. Fiorini underneath. Roses and Pendlebury. Opposite ends of their career.
Oh, he lands on the foot. That's how you roll an ankle. Still very proppy.
Leaves him a bit vulnerable against someone as slippery as Ginnivan. Rao. With a 50 again. Moore seemed to have it under his command, but once it hit the ground, it's a different matter altogether. Maynard was a great reinforcement on that occasion.
A couple of important contests there. McPherson did well coming back with Moore coming over the top. Just had to wear one. It was his turn.
Wits powerfully to the outside to Miller. Sneaks a little kick for Holman. Moore did what he had to do. The ball still up for grabs. Maynard not the connection. Roses, Davies, couple of young sons, almost got through. Rao poked it. Hope for the best. Rankin can still create, but no, it leaks to side bottom. And instead, it could be 50 here. Yep, side bottom knows the rules. He was tackled after he got the handball away.
Gee, they've got to get numbers back. They're a little slow getting back, Gold Coast. It's 1-on-1 ahead of the footy.
Begg. Ginnivan. Oh! It might have gone through otherwise, but he's taken the mark on the line.
Not quite, Tom McDonald.
No,
not quite.
Close. No, well, he was near the goalpost though, so perhaps he thought it was going to collect the post, do the safe thing, take the chest mark.
It's good play by Begg.
Yeah, and it was poor defending because they left Buderick, who's, you know, struggling from that rolled ankle, one out in the goal square.
Just needs to pop this through for his third. Doesn't believe in popping it through. It's a needed goal.
He doesn't find a lot of it, Ginnivan, but he hurts you on the scoreboard. 7 possessions, just the 5 kicks, but he's got 3 goals to his name. And there's one out, the long kick comes in. No defender likes that. And I think you've got to take that because that's very close to the goal post.
goal, his third, and then he's off again. I think Butter gives him a chance to get a bit of work on that ankle too. So they've had plenty of the footy in the last 10 minutes. Finally, they get some reward. It's back out to a 19-point advantage for the Pies. Witts continues to have his way in the middle. Cameron folded it up though. Anderson. Moore. Neither Roses or Casbolt could get there in time. Darcy Moore fielding offers. Howe. And then Pendlebury. Scope things out and then just goes straight down towards centre half forward into Myercheck. Collins eclipsed him that time. The hands were fancy and effective for the Suns. Not easy though. McPherson caught in the crush by Pendlebury. Slaps it out to Anderson again. Tyler Brown sends it back Collingwood's way by Aquino. Out to side bottom. Had a quick look at who it was. Says, I've got you covered, Jared. Over to Adams. On the curl. Myercheck first to react. But it's Dacos who'll take the shot. And the rest is history.
Really good call, Hutto, on Steele's side bottom. He fumbled the ball. It was at ground level on the boundary line. But when he picked it up, he looked at what was around him, and it was Jared Witts. And he said, I can actually run past you and not have to hack kick it. And that gave him time to set up the play going forward. And then they get a quality inside 50. Good contest as you always get from Myercheck. And that's a great front square at pace.
That's what's made Sidebottom such a good player, is he makes that decision in the blink of an eye, doesn't he? He just sums it up.
Being an ex-teammate of Jared Witts probably helped him make that decision.
Yeah. I've got you, big fella.
He's been terrific again today, Josh Dacos. 17 disposals and finds a way to regularly hit the scoreboard. 5th goal for the season in 7 games. Davies. Anderson, as the numbers multiplied and the task of getting it out got a little bit more difficult. Tyler Brown and Rao. Nudge forward by Witts, only as far as Quaynor. Rankin. Witts with a tackle that time. Fiorini, nothing special in how they're getting it forward. Howe almost was able to take a ripper. Horizontal rather than vertical that time.
See, that's a really tough decision. Because at the same time, Jeremy Howe dived with his arms and he was on the ground as well.
Quaynor's on the run now. High's on the move. Not the best kick for Myercheck. No whistle on the Rao tackle. Quaynor's going to get it again. Myercheck. He uses the kick for Nick Dacos, who was in a vulnerable position. Swallow did enough to hold him up without giving away any further penalty. Ginnivan's back on the ground, being watched by Farah now as he zigs and zags his way through the forward 50. Set-up kick is for Cameron. Witts, here's McCreary. Spinning through De Goey. Alice feeding it back for Lemons. Knew what was there for him. Ballard with a careful kick. Myercheck did pretty well. So that first quarter could be telling, really. Collingwood kicking 7 goals to 3, and Suns have threatened, but each time Collingwood have managed to find a goal or two to give them that 4-goal buffer. Davies kicks it back well and truly over the line.
Outside 5, keep going.
Shows some real promise. Had an excellent pre-season, Davies. Wasn't quite converted that in the main season yet. Side bottom with a set-up kick. No one really jumping up. Cameron, footy found him. That was almost thrown away. Collins, side bottom again, calls Adams in.
Back on the 50. Isaac, back on the 50.
At least I think he did. Adams didn't look like he did, but there's a beautiful delivery for Crisp.
So he's marked that in a ring of 4 or 5 Gold Coast players, and that's exactly what you said before, Rui. Players guarding space, but you're also entitled to look around and say, is there a man nearby?
Yep.
Gee, there actually is one. How about I go and stand on it?
15 gone. Stand. Jack, just take him out, thanks.
Another big day for Jack Crisp. 21 disposals. Hasn't kicked a goal yet, though. That's all about to change.
All clear.
Match high lead for the Pies.
Well, it's blown out. I mean, Levi Casbolt shot at the other end about 8 minutes ago. Had the opportunity to bring them back within a kick from the top of the goal square. All of a sudden, you look up and it's a 5-goal game. It's going to be hard from here for the Suns.
We spoke about it, particularly in the early weeks, but you've got to take your hat off to Craig McRae. He wanted to play an attacking brand of footy. He wants to take more risks by using the footy. He wants to use the corridor when he can. Kick to positions that in recent years teams have been low to because they're worried about the turnover. And all of a sudden, at three-quarter time, he's got 100 points on the board.
Yep.
And they are scoring freely. They're very good at winning the forward half differential. They're doing that again. They have long periods where they can just lock the ball in their forward half. It's been impressive from them.
They've done it with a makeshift forward line, really, a lot of the time.
What a fine start to his coaching career. It'll be tough days ahead. That's the one thing we know as a coach. But a win here today, and the Pies are well placed. Weller being hounded by Nick Dacos, but got away. They need a late goal. That just got over the head of Rankin. Still in the picture, Ainsworth. How did he dive on it?
On the ball. Dragged it in. Collingwood. Scott Penbury. Scott Penbury, your free kick. We're out. Stand.
Some of the players' reactions these days are quite priceless, aren't they?
Yep, they'll suck the last 30 seconds out of the game here, Collingwood. They had a chance to kick a late one. Gold Coast has been snuffed out. They won't get another chance.
More.
Unless, of course, he turns it over like that.
Weller. One last hurrah for the turn, perhaps. Anyone going to jump up high? Oh, Chol didn't have to jump, and the ball came to him. Rankin smothered. Second time, wiped out. And that opportunity evaporates for the Suns. A little bit to go on with. Now's your chance if you want to just get after Jack Gilman a little bit.
Straight to the huddles, boys.
He's not the most threatening man, Ainsworth, though, is he?
Probably not.
How much on the scale of 1 to 10 do you reckon he just wanted to unload a little one?
We better take a break. Three-quarter time, this game has lived between 5 and 2 goals as a margin. Right now it's 5.
And Collingwood were just threatening. They transitioned down the other end of the ground, get a good look at it, and just couldn't capitalise. And it just looked like the oxygen got sucked out of the group a little bit from there. You can't let it turn into a blowout now. I think that would have been the message, is let's win this last term if we're serious about the direction we're heading.
Both teams are 3-3 this year in final terms. This one's underway at the MCG. Rao and Adams getting back to what they do best. Smashing it out in the contest.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you.
Adams has 18 touches today, and Rao exactly the same.
Play on.
Miller tried to force his hand through the middle. So there's confirmation of that substitution.
Right up. Thanks, Cook.
Only 2 games back from an ACL. So we wish him all the best. Adams gives the Collingwood forwards the first opportunity of the final term. McCreary got rid of it at the moment. It got to him. Lemons provide a path for Alice, and they get to the wing. Rose is quick on the turn, but didn't realise there was no obvious or compelling case, and there still wasn't really. Pendlebury, as he's done for so many years, read the play beautifully. To Maynard. The onus on the Suns rather than the Pies at this stage to make something happen. No one anywhere near Cameron, and he had too much time and space. Inexplicably dropped it. kick ends up going the way of Brandon Ellis, the most experienced son out there. Had so much footy here at the MCG for the Tigers. Anderson. He realised it's going to be challenging to go across the ground, so he might as well be more direct. Dropping mark suddenly contagious. Rao won't believe he's let that behind. Miller tries to make up for it. Roses went back through the traffic. Somehow it gets out the other side. Anderson, his best handball he could muster. Miller back into trouble, and Quaynor saw it through that time. Really wasn't Miller's fault.
No, it wasn't great perception from Brandon Ellis, who should have seen the traffic that was around. Puts him straight under the pump.
Maynard hands it back. Weller got some treatment as he kicked it. The umpire said that's okay.
On the line, Isaac. Through late. Yes, go through now. Outside. Thank you. Outside pride.
Weller barking out instructions just here on the wing. I suspected structurally to his teammates. Noble goes to the masses. Witt's the biggest body there. Pendlebury. So Pendlebury up on the ball here. Towed it forward. Little hand up from Ellis to Anderson, who said he'd be cruising. Said he was unaware of the situation at half back, but it ends well. Miller just forced a handball. Ainsworth didn't take possession. Perhaps held Quaynor without it momentarily. Sharp hands from Rosas, and that's it, Miller. And now Ainsworth on their way to goal. Casbolt, a big broad target.
Gee, that was a good lead. There were only two players inside the attacking 50. That was Casbolt and Choln. They were both heading back towards goals, but they had opponents on them, and Casbolt really just summed up the situation perfectly. He thought, if I turn around here, I'm the only one hitting up at the footy, and there's plenty of space. It's a simple chip kick, and there it is.
So Casbolt gets a second chance to kick 5 goals.
Hutto, every time you say that.
Well, I have to keep saying it, Jason.
Say it after he kicks it.
Yes. It's a bad miss, though.
It was.
I mean, they've kicked accurately today, but he's missed a couple he should have kicked. And they need everything they can to try and scrounge their way back into the game.
They've only kicked 4 points as a team. He's got 3 of them.
Yep, 4 goals, 3 for Levi Casbolt. 30 points is the margin. Collins left it for Witts to fly. Myercheck. Oscar Elliott. Pies to the wing. Cool bounce from McCreary, and Ballard wore that one very bravely without flinching.
Go, Darcy. Hold the leader. Play on both the gates.
Miller. And again, Pendlebury found a way, getting it forward, away from Ginnivan, though. Collins to Ellis, knew he had to release. Anderson soon learnt. Ellis, great smother, Hoskin Elliott, but they come again, the Suns. Weller tried to spurt away, and he got the handball at just the right amount of timing. Swallow went short, and effective to Ainsworth. Well, they're mounting a final quarter effort here, the Suns. What it materialises into remains to be seen.
Well, they keep creating opportunities. It's just have they got the polish to make the most of these opportunities. I've seen them break down in transition a couple of times, but they won't stop. It's a lot of endeavour as they go forward.
Kicked a nice goal earlier on at the other end of the ground. Needs to do the same to kick his second. Ben Ainsworth. That looks good. That looks very good.
All clear.
Well, that's all you can do. All you can do is to continue to deliver on the effort and see where it takes you in this last term. So stranger things have happened. It's only 4 goals margin now. We saw in that third term that they did give themselves enough good looks to work themselves back into the contest.
Outstanding hand pass from Weller to Swallow on the run.
The head down and go first, bought him the time, and then brought his teammate into it. Love it when a player gets the footy like Weller did And then his first intent is just to put the head down and go. Use his jets to try and burn off a play. He's played well today, Ainsworth.
Yeah, he's playing career best footy right now. 22 disposals last week with 9 score involvements. 2 goals for this afternoon. So DeGoey and Pendlebury both in the middle for Collingwood. Begg. Collins very wary there of Myercheck, and fair enough too. He's had a big day. Anderson past the pressure to Ballard. Forced back. Lemon squeezed the kick out, and it's to Sharp. Side bottom got the cheers from the Collingwood crowd. Sharp prevailed. Swallow, Pendlebury again, taking no chances at the back. Quaino has been a driving force. Misplaced the handball though. Anderson pounced on the ball. How normally, but late from Casbolt was good. Maynard to Nick Dacos. He saw Quaino back out the other side, and he guides it, but not quite, to Tyler Brown. Lukosius, Pendlebury enveloped immediately in a tackle, so it's play on. Lipinski to Brown and McCreary, one more, and Josh Dacos is going to dob another. Two goals for Josh Dacos. And Collingwood get to relative safety at 5 goals.
Opportunity to mop it up. Goes begging, but have a look at the way Collingwood punished them. They just forced the ball forward in numbers, and then it's slick hands.
Is there room for one more here over the top?
Oh, could have, but I mean, they could have run it in all the way. They had that many numbers linking up. It's impressive work from Collingwood. Once they get the ball, they take off.
I wonder whether Craig McRae, that last centre bounce, just sensed the importance of the next 5 minutes. He sent DeGoey, Pendlebury, all into that centre bounce. But in case of emergency, break glass crew. They won the clearance and didn't come out.
Just makes the job ever more difficult now for the Suns. Witts again on his own. Sent straight back by Maynard though. Begg got removed from the picture. DeGoey though sends Collingwood in the Myercheck direction. Collins wearing him as well and as closely as possible. Break-even's a good result though for Collingwood right now.
Darren, Collingwood. Oh, thank you.
Tyler Brown forced a ruck against Witts. Good luck. Lemons. Alice. Chol has to go against 2 in the air. Begg removed it quick enough. Howe caught one on the slots. Ball wobbling forward. Alice takes the mark. Tries to be proactive. Anderson's kick might just about do the job. McPherson had a couple of options by hand. He wants to get it in quickly to Casbolt, who's paid the mark.
Now keep your mouth shut, Hutto.
He's worked hard. I've really liked his game, Levi Casbolt. He's taken 8 marks, coming up for possession number 12. 4 goals, 3 to his name. Could easily be 6 goals. But he's worked hard. He's really provided something for them since coming to the club.
Didn't make a difference. No, the righty for it.
Clear it out, Ben.
4 goals, 4 for Levi Casbolt. Maybe there's a reason he hasn't kicked 5 in his career.
But it's a shame.
It is. It's a big shame.
The game that he's played deserves a 6-goal haul.
The effort was there from Rankin, but not the execution.
Isaac. The mark's here. Isaac. Okay, coming around. Come around.
A couple of Isaacs there. Maybe that was the confusion. Quaino. Ballard. Still side bottom with 18 disposals today. Looking a bit more like his normal self. Just had 14 touches last week and very little influence, only averaging 16 per game so far this year, down from 23 last. Margin is 29. Witts away from Begg. Nudge forward by Fiorini. Sharp, full of energy. Fiorini. Straight back on the chest of Pendlebury. Of Dacos.
Stand! Play on!
Now Pendlebury wanders off. Miller did well, gritted the teeth against Crisp. Won the footy, sends it wide for Davies. Magin. Davies kept battling away. Magin goes another time. And the hand pass was creative to Lipinski. And now McCreary. Josh Dacos is ready. Already has two. Ginnivan got ignored, but he's still in the picture. Myercheck didn't mark, but Myercheck did mark.
See what he has got, Brody Myercheck. He reads the play beautiful. He's got great judgment. He knows where the ball is going to drop. Collins took front position away and he didn't panic because he knew the ball had enough height to carry and he just had to hold his opponent under the ball and be able to mark it. He's just got great judgment.
And this is for 5 goals of his own, Brody Myercheck.
Well done, Hutto.
Too much for him as well.
No one wants a bag. Get out there, Jace.
He doesn't consider 5 a bag.
Nah, that's right. What's a bag now, Jace?
5's a good bag.
5's a bag.
Today's game, absolutely.
What about back in your day? What was a bag?
7.
Miller had the room to do the full 360. Then he found Alice, who quite sure what was going on there with that handball. But
well, he's trying to create play. He knows they've got to go quick, they've got to go fast and score heavily, but they can't afford those mistakes.
Maynard wrong-sided, but it didn't matter. Lemon stood his ground and got some contact. Waved on. Sharp with a bold kick and a good kick. It opens up some possibilities. Alice on tired legs, got a handball away, just scraped through to Miller, who worked in with Lukosius. And now back through the middle for Davies. The rangy number 5 got away smartly. Banged it up. It's going to fall well short of Casbolt. Rankin, some front-on contact. He did a pretty good job, actually, but not good enough according to the umpire. How? Back to Crisp.
It's opening up now. A lot of heavy legs out there. Expect some easy goals.
Begg instantly over to Lipinski. Back to Begg. Didn't quite arrive. Alice. Fiorini. Still a 5-goal ball game. It's the halfway point of his final turn. And the hole opened up for Holman, who kicks quickly to Rankin. Moore didn't mark it, but he just about did everything else and got it to safety.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was just the wrong option. Holman looking to honour the lead, but you got a taller player with pace in Moore on Rankin. It was never really an option. He needed to ignore that and bring the ball back into the corridor.
Crisp just nudged the kick forward. Sharp trying to track it down. Oh, he's claimed immediately by Callum Brown. No whistle. Crisp through Lipinski, leading possession winner for Collingwood with 29. Witts. The 2 captains. Now that's what you call a captain's goal.
He's the sort of player you want to line up with every single week. Tuke Miller, 33 possessions, goes at 80% by foot. He's had 17 contested possessions and 10 clearances. And now, when they're struggling to kick a goal, he's the one that's able to get on the end of it.
He does it both ways too.
He's a superstar. Yep. He's a genuine superstar.
All-Australian last year. Good example to his teammates. He never lets the scoreboard or the time of the game or any other situation dictate his effort.
Set up, guys, thank you.
The leaders combine for a goal. There's the day so far for Tuke Miller, his first goal. Just 2 for the season thus far. Pendlebury in the middle again for the Pies, as Craig McRae has regularly done as a little move up his sleeve in the last quarter. It's his 4th centre bounce attendance for the day, all in this last quarter. Maynard holds fire. So it's back to 24 points. Another quick goal for the Suns. And they might be able to convince themselves that they can make a late run. Oh, Farah had to sit.
Got him. Darcy, Darren.
Back in the team today. Joe Farah. It's can barely move, but got the handball off to Weller. Maynard still doing the disciplined things.
Got him. I'll get him all right. Darcy, Darren.
Top 4 players on the ground from a ranking point of view, all the Suns. But the numbers that matter on the scoreboard. Weller whacking away. Witts pivotal to almost everything they've done today. Took a couple to bring him down. Paul Jard out of there. Chris edging it forward. Collins at the mercy of the bounce.
Got it. Darcy, Darren, thank you.
Hit outs 51 to 13. There's always going to be something like that. Witts gets another. Pendlebury. Anderson.
Road, Collingwood. Advantage, advantage.
Advantage was determined. So it was. Although it doesn't turn out to be much. Hoskin Elliott's kick going out on the full.
Come back, play on.
Lemons run a long way. Just in the nick of time, has a bounce. And then the kick had no margin for error whatsoever. Farah.
It's a really good kick in the end.
From behind, Ellis, immediate trouble. Gave it back to Farah. Miller back out there at no respite, really. Off to Rao. He uses the kick into the 50. Davies, good enough. Takes the mark, thought about pressing on. Didn't overcommit, now he gets to light it up. Looks pretty unflustered by the whole situation. 2 goals, 2 this year in 6 games. Not the result he wanted or they needed. They were going to muster a realistic challenge, so they needed a goal from that kick from Alex Davies. Howe back into the back pocket. Finds Dacos. Ginnivan had a couple of metres on Ballard. Begg found some space of his own.
He's worked hard throughout the course of the game, hasn't he? Coming up for possession number 14. It's been a great initiation into league football.
Yeah, his follow-up stuff's been really good. He was always going to get dominated by Witts at centre bounce and tap work, but his follow-up stuff's been really good.
Ginnivan with the kick into the 50. Targets to Goey. Lemons. He certainly hasn't been a big factor today. 10 disposals, 1 goal, 2.
Thank you.
Back of some gastro through the week. Wiped away. Penalty did his best. Rao. The pressure was immediate and it was everywhere. Tyler Brown. Anderson, they got entangled. And the ball is back over the line and out of bounds. So the Pies will be ahead of the ledger after today. Back in the 8. Yep. If they can go on here. Cameron to Goey.
Thanks, guys. Straight up. Clear it out. Darcy, Marbiol back in this way.
Cameron. Oh, the dive from Collins. It's line ball.
Clearance behind, like checking his tops in the goal line, please.
Score review. Umpire's call is touched. One behind. Can we please confirm?
Review underway. Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball is touched before crossing the back of the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Good quick reviews today, too.
Terrific.
Which have been great.
Well, clear, touched.
As long as they're accurate.
Play on! Down the middle.
Alice does head down the middle. Cameron, though.
Look at who you're going to. Jared Wicks is on the wing with his arms up going, why are you going long to their ruckman when I'm out here?
Play on.
Imagine pokes the kick wide for side bottom.
Stand. Move it on. Play
Chris
on.
still working hard ahead.
Play on.
Giving it an option, but it's long into the pocket. Cameron and Mytek again.
He's marked everything in sight. Taking some great contested marks. He'll line up for goal number.
Which he's never kicked before.
One more than 4.
Going around the corner.
That's a long way out to be doing this kick. You have to strike this perfectly to get the distance.
He's kicked it all right today, the drop punts.
Kicked it beautifully.
Can he get 5 goals for the very first time? No.
I just don't get why you try that, because see the kick that he ended up doing, you have to kick that so close to the middle of the ball to get the extra distance, so the risk increases, and he has been kicking the drop punt so well today.
I get it, the closer in you are, absolutely. But the margin for error from that far out is so small.
Oscar Elliott, Ginnivan couldn't resist.
Probably wasn't the right option, Jack Ginnivan. He had a couple of...
Collingwood.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Callum Brown.
Against the coaches.
2 metres with me. With me.
Touches on me. Time back on.
Go around the corner from here.
Yeah.
Play on.
That'll get it done. Collingwood on their way to another victory to make it 4 out of 7. Crowd of just under 30,000 at the MCG. Callum Brown playing his part.
Well, they've been on the receiving end of a few free kicks, and importantly today, when you get them, you've got to make the most of them. That's what Collingwood's done. So they've converted those free kicks, turned them into goals.
They've had a good spread too. A lot of players have hit the scoreboard today.
10 goal scorers.
4 of all chipped in, and the Pies are back up in a weight spot.
Healthy percentage as well.
Collingwood averaging just under 100, 95 points per game. Gone well past that today. Lipinski, time for another perhaps. Dacos, Mytek's in the square. Ginnivan.
Contact, Gold Coast.
Oh, it's a free to the Suns.
Play on.
Outs. Blast away for Davies. Some moves. Excellent grab. Back through the middle. Advance via Farah.
Dan! Dan!
So where does it leave the Suns?
I think they've been okay today.
More high. Maynard.
They've had a crack. They just need more consistently from some of their mid-tier players that they've invested really heavily in. So we've spoken a lot today about Jack Lukosius. Clearly a really, really talented player. Every time he's got it, something good has happened, but he's only had the 11 disposals. Isaac Rankin, 8 disposals. 3 kicks, only 1 effective.
Stand. Play on.
Darcy Cameron on tired legs. The side bottom.
Stand.
Stand.
So for the Suns, they just need some of these players to start elevating if they're going to move forward.
Stand! Play on!
Just going to keep things off at the death here. Adams tosses it up. Collins, full-chested. Might get a bit adventuresome now. And kicks in the end of Joel. Oh, he took out, down and out, but the mark is paid. He's played on. Neat little handoff to Fiorini. Across to Miller.
Just looking very good on paper, this performance from Toot Miller. 36 possessions, 2 goals if he kicks this.
8 inside 50s, 10 clearances.
Oh, enormous match.
And 2 goals.
Ask yourself, how does he just keep finding it? There's no secret. He just works. Has not stopped running.
Great work, Sam Collins. He just kept attacking the foot. He was looking to give it off, realised there was no one that didn't have an opponent on them. And to me, that's a fair contested mark because Howe wanted to initiate body contact first and foremost. And it was Chol who just pushed him out of the way.
Equal career high, 2 goals for Toot Miller. 39 is the most disposals he's ever had in a game, 36 today. Last minute and a half, Taylor Adams delivers under the chest of McCreary. He'll get a long shot here, which he's probably just capable of.
Jordan, take him out, please. Line. Let's take him out. Hey guys, clear out, please. 15 gone. 15 gone.
So Bo McCreary arcs out a bit to the right and just got himself a little bit out of nick to get the right line. Begg. He's down deep from the stand start. Hoskin Elliott just chips it back, but there's a lot of sun. Tyler Brown showed some leaping ability there, but couldn't quite take it out of the hands of the workhorse, Jared Witts. 20 disposals, 5 marks. He's kicked up short. Hoskin Elliott on the cusp. Quite close enough. Don't think Adams has any better chance from there. Well, he might think he is. No. Try to invent a target. Siren about to sound around the MCG. They had to work for it. But the Pies had the weapons. And again, they kick over 100 points and they're back in the 8 tonight. And the hopes are high again for the Collingwood Army.
Side by side, they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting, as all barricades should. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood.
25